Listen, motherfuckers, this is the only disclaimer or warning or anything like that you motherfuckers are gonna get. So you stopped at my channel and you see that it says Jay's opinion. So if you don't like it, don't watch it. You can leave right now and fuck you and your fat ass mama and your one-legged dog and your ugly ass wife and your cross-eyed grandma.
With no further ado, I'm gonna get to this reaction. Divorce court, it says she cheated with a 19-year-old next door. All right, let's get to it.
Divorce court today. After only 3 months together, this couple got married.
What? 3 months together? They got married? Come on, bro. 3 months. Man, you still testing her mattress game. She still testing your mattress game. That ain't even long enough to know how the vajayjay gonna work under pressure. You gotta apply pressure, you know what I mean? You gotta hit her with that conda up in the liver and see if she deliver, you know what I mean? And she has to do that on a consistent basis, you know what I mean? She gotta be able to cook, she gotta be able to clean, you know what I mean? And go to work, you know what I mean? Same with you, you gotta be able to deliver too. You gotta be able to cook and clean and go to work. I'm all about equal rights. But 3 months, man, that ain't long enough to know nothing. That ain't long enough to know nothing. But let me get into this.
And now both Amy and Lorenzo regret that decision. She says
You think?
he throws a fit when things don't go his way. And he claims her affair with a 19-year-old was just wrong.
Her affair with a 19-year-old, his affair with a 19-year-old was just, let me rewind that, because, you know, I've been smoking. I want to make sure I'm hearing what I'm thinking I'm hearing, because you know what I mean? Like, one thing about my show is I'm giving to you straight up reactions. No cut, no pauses, no breaks. You know what I mean? What you get is what you get. You smell me. Let's go.
Together, this couple got married, and now both Amy and Lorenzo regret that decision. She says he throws a fit when things don't go his way, and he claims her affair with a 19-year-old.
Damn me. That's what I thought he said. She said her affair with a 19-year-old. Stella was trying to get her groove back. You smiling too much. Look at this dude. He's smiling. Oh, Morris Chestnut looking ass nigga. You know what I mean? He's smiling. You need a nigga that look like he just robbed somebody, because that's the only nigga that's gonna fuck you right. Anyway, let me get to this.
Was just wrong. Amy Moore and Lorenzo Moore have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toler to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Now, I'm going to lay out what I understand is the trajectory of your marriage, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Mrs. Moore, you say that you started off as a booty call because Mr. Moore had a girlfriend at the time.
Let me explain something to you. Anybody out there listening, if they start off as a booty call, they need to stay in that pocket. Don't be trying to get out of that pocket. When they start trying to come out, you push their ass back in there, because, you know what I mean? It's just like, he had a girlfriend. It's like this. If she did it once, she did it to them, she'll do it to you. Or if he did it to her, he'll do it to you. Facts, sweetheart. Facts. Let's get to it.
And you had a husband and a boyfriend at the time. And then, after everybody got rid of all their entanglements, you guys got married 3 months after hooking up, and now you're in divorce court. How'd I do?
Hey, Your Honor. I met Mr. Moore in December of 2012. In the process, that husband was, the ex-husband, I was going through a divorce, so he wasn't, no, me and him had filed for divorce and everything.
So he was already on his way out.
Yes, and then the boyfriend, he wasn't a boyfriend, he was just a friend, because I was gonna be, no, he wasn't.
Yes, Mr. Moore?
Because I was gonna, lived a little single life. I went through a marriage, and I didn't want to do it again. So, Mr. Moore, I met him, I do CNA work, and he delivered medicine. So he was lost. He asked for directions. I gave him directions. In the process, he got my phone number. And the same night, we was sexting and texting and exchanging pictures and everything else.
You were sexting and texting a cat you gave directions to just that morning?
You got to be careful of the caliber of woman that you encounter. And ladies, like I'm all about equal rights, the caliber of man that you encounter and that you let remain in your presence, right? And how much effort and how much time you put into that. Especially when it comes to the matters of their heart, right? Because if you sexing and you texting, you know what I mean, and y'all just met, look at here. Look at here, the proof is in the pudding. That shows you the caliber of person that you're going to get. And again, if they do it to them, they'll do it to you. Let's keep it pushing.
Yep.
How long after the day you met did you have that first booty call?
2 days.
And how long after that did you marry?
3 months
3
later.
months.
You married.
I'm sorry. The kitty cat can never be that good, bro. Or you marry somebody after 3 months, you know what I mean? You can test the head game, you know, the head below game, but it takes time to know the upstairs, the real head game, the one that's important. You know what I mean? I mean, you having sex, after 48 hours, he was running her motherfucking head into the headboard, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was running her head into the headboard, bro. 48 hours. Come on, man. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I just got different standards, bro. Different standards. Let's get to it.
Had a woman who would sext you right away, sleep with you within 48 hours. Why in 90 days did you think marriage material?
We weren't planning on getting married or anything like that. We were just friends. I knew her situation. She knew my situation.
Okay.
By us being friends with benefits, everything was in the open. She was honest about her relationship. I was honest about mine.
Okay.
When I had ended up getting in some trouble,
Bro do look like Morris Chestnut. And I wouldn't hate no Morris Chestnut, man. Oh, love to Morris Chestnut. That's the homie, you know what I mean? And you know, he a good looking brother, wouldn't hating. But I was just showing the difference between a nigga that's smiling, you know what I mean, being so polite to you, than a nigga with a mug. Now, if he would have came at her with that mug, maybe she wouldn't have been fucking a 19-year-old, you know what I mean? Maybe if he would have continued running her motherfucking head into the headboard, you know what I mean, and trying to break her back, you know, every chance he got, you know what I mean, and doing all kind of freaky, wishy shit on her ass all the time, then maybe she wouldn't have been trying to go next door, you know what I mean, and get her wig blown out, you know what I mean, by a 19-year-old boy, you know what I mean, a 19-year-old boy, you know what I mean? So, get your stamina game up, something like that, bruh.
for traffic while I was on the job one day. And
You mean traffic tickets?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And they were trying to take me to jail for not having my car registered, and I
They
delivered.
took him to jail.
Hang on.
Okay.
I delivered pharmaceutical meds, so I had my company's medicine and everything. And it so happened that she called me when I was in the police car, and they let me talk to her. And I asked her if she would come bail me
After
out
the girlfriend went get
Mrs.
him
Moore,
out.
please.
because my girlfriend at the time wouldn't come get me out.
Cause she knew you weren't shit, nigga. She knew you was a piece of shit. That's why she wouldn't come get you. Let somebody else deal with your ass. Now, come to find out, you ain't shit now because she wouldn't be smashing a 19-year-old or getting smashed by a 19-year-old next door. Next door, bro. How disrespectful is that, homie? How disrespectful is that? And I ain't blaming you because sometimes they just for the street. We all know that. Yeah.
So I asked her to come get me. When she came and got me, that kind of created what I looked at as more of a friendship, more of a tighter bond. So
Because she had your back when you needed her.
and she had my back before then. I mean,
Somebody else was hitting her ass from the back. Yep.
we honestly had a good friendship. I mean, she was there for me, I was there for her. We weren't telling each other any crazy lies. Everything was in the open. And when she came and picked me up, when she came and bonded me out of jail, and I just immediately moved in with her the next day because
The same night.
Same night. Okay, I stay here now. Motherfucking nigga all in the refrigerator, drinking the Kool-Aid and shit, eating up all the chips. I'll stay here now. And look, so many of y'all women go for that. Why? This is not the first time I've heard a story like this. I even got homeboys who, they independent game ain't where it should be. You know what I mean? To all you men out there that are doing this because you can't stand on your own too, shame on y'all, bro. Shame on y'all. You should be ready to pack your shit and be able to have somewhere else to go to in a moment's notice. In a moment's notice, nigga. Like a fire drill. Your ass shit, once shit get hot, you need to be getting the fuck up out of there. You need to have a place to go. These dudes be moving in with these women. More importantly, why you women do that? Why you women doing that? What's wrong with your self-esteem that you would let a man that you barely know move in your house? And not only move in your house, some of y'all be having kids and y'all be trusting this man with your kids while you go to work, while you do this, while you do that, and then you end up in divorce court. Anyway, let's get back to it, because I'm going off. You know what I mean? I'm doing that. I'm getting hot under the collar. I'm getting hot under the collar.
The same day. Now, what were you trying to interrupt him about?
That was it. He said he was trying to take him to
Everything. She gonna interrupt him about everything. I hate to sound like a chauvinist, but some shit is just true. Because a woman gonna interrupt you about everything. She got to know everything. You know, why you didn't call her back, who's that you talking to, where you going. I'm going around the corner of the store to get some chips because I ate all the ones in your refrigerator and your cabinet. Yep.
jail. They took him to jail.
And she came out and she came and bonded me out. And to be honest with you, the first year of our marriage was good.
Who mentioned marriage first?
We debated about.
That's what I wanted to know, because in the beginning, this clown then said marriage wasn't planned. But I was thinking the same thing the judge was thinking, that somebody had to say, let's get married. So it had to become a plan at some point. Ain't nobody boo-boo the fool, homeboy. Ain't nobody boo-boo the fool. We can read through the red tape, the red lines and the yellow tape and all that bullshit, you know what I mean?
That all the time.
He
She
did.
said it was me, I said it was her, but we did it together. We started talking. I don't know how the conversation got sparked up, but we drove into Indiana on a rainy day, paid $50, went to the courthouse and got married.
Boom.
And I can honestly tell you, I was in love with my wife though.
Were you
When
in
I
love
married
with
her,
him?
Yes.
She hesitated. She hesitated. That heifer lying. She hesitated. That heifer is lying. She hesitated. She hesitated. You know what I mean? Probably when you moved in her spot, you know, you moved in with her, maybe she already had something going with that 19-year-old. You don't know, bro, but I can tell you one thing that's for damn sure. She hesitated. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna rewind that shit.
got sparked up, but we drove into Indiana on a rainy day, paid $50, went to the courthouse and got married.
Boom.
And I can honestly tell you, I was in love with my wife though.
Were you
When
in
I
love
married
with
her,
him?
Pause. All facts, no fiction.
Yes.
What went wrong?
No, you weren't. You told me you wasn't in love with me. You told me that you.
No, at the time,
She
yes,
told me
I
that she
was.
Did
grew
you
to-
tell
she
that
told me
man
she
you
grew
weren't
to love
really
me.
married?
I felt
in love
like
with
I
him?
was.
Oh, she grew to love you. Now, this is why I believe him, right? I believe his story. We all gonna take sides. I'm not taking his side on the whole thing, because you gotta be an idiot to get married after 3 months. I'm just sorry. But I believe him for the simple fact that women use that shit. Not that I've heard it used on me, because I've never been boo-boo the fool, you know what I mean? When he said that, she said, I grow to love you. That's the line women use on men, because I got homegirls who are straight up players, run circles. What you guys fail to realize is women are smarter than any of us. I sit here and I talk all the shit I want to, but if my wife snap her fingers and tell me to do something, I'm gonna get my ass up and I'm gonna do it. That's why my marriage is successful thus far. One of the reasons, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna get too deep off into my shit, you know what I mean? Because we all got baggage, and you know what I mean? Shit, you don't even open my Pandora's box. Let's get to it.
In love.
She told me that she grew to love me after time. I told her that I loved her before I even moved in with her. I called her like 3 in the morning one day, and I told her I loved her because that's how I felt.
Well, you know,
Nah, that was you thinking with your dick. That was you thinking with your dick. You didn't love her. See, that's the problem. You need to separate fact from fiction. Separate fact from fiction. The fact is, she was a booty call. That's how your relationship was built upon. So if you call her at 3 in the morning, that's because most men, honestly, most men, healthy men, you know what I mean, we're going to get that morning wood. Morning wood. And that time starts between 2 a.m. to like 4, 5, 6, 7, till you get up out of that bed. It starts tugging at you. So it was tugging at his ass, and he hit them motherfucking digits and called her ass up. But his dumb ass thought he was in love. Let's go.
Mr. Moore, growing to love somebody over time, that's not a bad thing. That's a deep, wonderful love, and it speaks to who you are, because the more she knew you, the more she cared about you.
Well, I accepted that.
So yeah, I'm trying to give you your props on that. I didn't want you to feel bad that she didn't love you right away because she learned to love.
Nobody say you gotta love somebody right away, but that's a bullshit answer. That's a bullshit answer. If you don't love somebody, you're gonna grow to love them. Why in the fuck you marrying them? Unpack that shit. Unpack that. Whoever's listening, unpack that shit. Why the fuck you marrying him?
Right.
So just trying to make you happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What went wrong, Ms. Moore? And when did it go wrong?
He didn't redeem his stroke. His stroke game fell off. The stroke game fell off, fella. You gotta know when your stroke game is falling off. You have to know. You gotta know. I don't care what they say on this TV show, but his stroke game fell off. I'm telling you, man. If he was taking her ass outside in the backyard, God in the country had her screaming like a wild pig in the yard while he banged that ass, hey man, she wouldn't have gone nowhere. She wouldn't have gone nowhere, because ain't nobody gonna do nothing like that. You know what I mean? If he reaches his hand under her dress in the supermarket and, you know what I mean, have a little fun with her, grab her little cheeks, little ass cheeks or something like that, ain't nobody gonna do nothing like that for her. You know, if she in the middle of the restaurant, he stand up and start singing some love songs. Love and happiness, love will make you do right. Yeah. And love will make you do wrong. Make you come home early. Make you stay out all night long. Hey, if he's willing to embarrass himself doing shit like that, that's how you gonna keep him, bro. You gotta pay attention to him. You gotta pay attention to him, and you gotta keep him. But I'm telling you right now, you gotta be the stroke game. Stroke game gotta be number one. You know what I mean? Stroke game gotta be enough. You gotta have enough dick to put him in place. That part.
After like 9 months of being married, we moved to another state, and then we just kept moving around. He couldn't keep a stable job, and it was like a lot of bills was on my shoulders. I had to ask family members for help, and he had to ask family members as well.
So what do you think went wrong?
So he's asking her, what do you think went wrong? Right? Because that's the excuse that she giving, which is partially true, but a lot of it's bullshit, and here's why. Listen to Dr. J. Just Dr. J's opinion. You can like it, you can crumble it up like some old homework, wipe your ass with, and throw it across the street or throw it back at the teacher. For all I give a flying motherfucker. But here it is right here. She has said it's about the money, right? That's what she told the judge. That's why the judge is asking, what do you think it's about? Now, if he a smart motherfucker, he'll say, my stroke game was off. Judge, can't help it, my stroke game was off. Because if it was about the money, let me pop my collar real quick. If it was about the money, because I'm about to drop a jewel on y'all, then why is she fucking a 19-year-old next door? You think that motherfucker can take care of her? Realistically. Come on now.
Wrong in the marriage.
I mean, I most definitely think money played a big part. But the thing about it is, she's saying that I didn't keep it steady. It's been times where I was...
Nah, you need to keep a steady stroke, nigga. You need to keep a steady stroke. I mean, you wasn't putting your back into it. Your hips and all that shit. You know what I mean? That's what it was right there. That's what it was, young man. Tell you that right now. You got to learn something, old dog. Old dog will lie down. But when he get up, got to hollering at the moon. That's right. Oh!
The only one working. I met her at work. I had a real decent job when I met her, delivering pharmaceuticals.
And I hear you, and I believe you. I do. You know, it's always interesting in here when a woman claims that a guy doesn't have a job. It's very important for them to establish that they did. And I understand that, because that's part of how you feel as a man, and I appreciate that. And I get that. So what do you feel? Economics weren't good.
I believe...
Despite your trying to work, it just wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough, plus I think family was in our ear.
Tell me about what you think the family was saying to you.
Nah, that nigga next door was in her vajayjay. He had slid up in her vajayjay like a rattler. Like a rattler. While you weren't paying attention, that's what happened.
I think it was certain family members that there was times that I was out of work and that she did work, but it never went a long period of time.
What do you think her family members were saying to her?
That she was taking care of me and I wasn't doing anything. But the thing about it is, we both come from what I call good stock.
Right.
I come from a good family and she does too. So the times that I wasn't working, I still brought stuff to the table, you know, because I had other family support. I've never been in a position to where, and then when I do work, I'm the kind of man that I take out a few dollars for myself and I literally give all the money to my wife to take care of stuff.
Hang on right there. Is that true?
Yep, I was gonna say the same thing, Judge, but your reasoning might be different from me. You a sucker. Straight up. You are a sucker. S-U-C-K-E-R. Sucker. And if you want to get into ebonics, you are S-U-C-K-A. Sucker. Ain't no way in the world, bro. Ain't no way in the world, bro. Because one, you know what I mean? I heard a brother signing over they check to their wife and all that stuff. But after 3 months, you don't know her, bro. She's not responsible with her life yet. She can't be responsible with her life if she's getting married after 3 months. One of you motherfuckers should have thought, hey, this is not a good idea. Especially when somebody tells you they got to grow to love you. Now, let's see what the judge reasoning is.
True.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Most of the time, right?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
But then he still will monitor how I spend the money, though.
Next, is the affair with a 19-year-old boy the only secret Amy is trying to cover up?
Hell no. Hell no. That's probably the only one she got caught for.
Are you considering marriage but aren't sure that your intended is really right for you? Call toll-free at 1-877-31...
Call me, I'll tell you. Call me. Call me, motherfucker, I'll tell you.
1-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become
Come to Jay's Opinion. Just Jay's Opinion, I'll tell you.
a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Real life, real relationships, real solutions. Divorce Court continues.
When you say he monitored how you spent the money, explain that to me.
Like, I have 2 kids, and I would have to, like, do for them or whatever. Then he would be like, oh, you buying such and such this, or you buying such and such that, or you didn't jack the money. Else, like, you know, he said what?
Stuff that they don't need.
Yes, it was.
Stuff that they absolutely
Give me
don't.
some examples of some of the things she's bought them that you feel they didn't need.
The biggest phone you can buy in the store.
Did you buy your children a really expensive cell phone?
You felt getting promoted to the next grade, yes.
Getting promoted to the next grade, that's their job. It's like paying taxes.
Exactly.
They don't send you a...
You know what? The fact that we champion this kind of behavior, and it's all of us, you know. We do spoil these kids. I spoil mine. I'm guilty of that too. Although I know the judge is right, and all the people that are applauding, just like you all know, they're right. But come on now, how many of us really abide by this? How many of you out here tap in to actually give in and give your kids what they want? I know I tried to, because I ain't had shit. I had holes in my shoes. And they used to say, that nigga's shoes talk. Because it'd be like this. Like, I just take them off, put them on my hand, I have a motherfucking puppet. Real talk. But anyway, the judge, you right. I know you're right, but, you know, how many of us really do it? Tap it in the comment, let me know.
Thank you, Letta. That's his job.
Well, that was my thank you to them for getting promoted.
What?
That was my thank you for them for doing a great job.
But you're not supposed to thank them for getting promoted. That's their job.
Yes.
That's what it's expected of him. All that overgiving to kids, killing them. They think they should get applause for everything that they do, that you should rain self.
You know, what we stopped giving was the ones that need ass whoopings. You know what I mean? The Bible says, spare not the rod, and we've been sparing the rod. Some of them need their ass whooped. I don't care, America. You can say what you want to say about me. I mean, listen, hey, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, but there's also a lot of truth in this. Some of these need their ass whooped, or they wouldn't be going in places, shooting up places. They wouldn't be doing drive-bys. They wouldn't be going in the store, stealing, looting, raiding, pillaging. You motherfuckers. Anyway, don't get me started.
Cell phones and stuff for doing things that are basic, and you know, you're supposed... school is their job, their work, and you shouldn't applaud them for it. You should say, yep, you did it right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I got a B. My mama wanted to know where that 10 points went. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here and not running around elsewhere.
And I just needed help with certain things.
Well, look, before we get into that completely, if I were you, I would have jumped out with this. You say she cheated with a 19-year-old during your first year of marriage.
No,
Second year.
Actually, the second year.
Second year. Oh, you waited 12 months. Okay. Mr. Moore, why don't you tell me how you learned about that circumstance?
Okay. Because money, we kept going back and forth about money situations.
My question is, after she cheated, homie, did you stay? Right? Did you stay? Because I'm hearing first year, second year, you know what I mean, when it actually happened. That means you continue to be in this relationship. If I'm wrong, I'm going to let him finish. I'm going to find out. But I want to say this in advance. Would you stay or have you stayed with someone that's cheated on you? Any of y'all tapping into the comments. This ain't just for me. I talk not just to hear myself talk, because I got questions for my own life. I just know rule number one has always been with me. The minute someone, cheat, that's adios. Hasta la vista. Andale, get your shit and go. You know what I mean? Now, how is it with y'all? You know what I mean? Let's see what happened here, And even Jesus, listen, if you don't believe me, go read in the Bible. Even Jesus, because Moses used to give people grounds for a divorce. But Jesus said he does not permit you to divorce unless in case of infidelity. That's when you can divorce. Infidelity. That shit's serious. So for me, would you stay or have you stayed? So I know it's like, goodbye and good riddance, motherfucker.
We sat down and talked, and we decided that I had a job opportunity like 45 minutes away. I had family in another town like 45 minutes away from where we were living. So we decided for me to go stay with them for a month or two to work, save some money and come back.
Does that mean we didn't decide and you decided? You know what I mean? Because just because from my experience with women, they'll say shit without saying it, or they'll do something and you'll never know why they did it. I grew up with a lot of girls, quite a few females, and one of the reasons is just what she just said. No. So did she go cheat? Is that her excuse in her head? To go over there and get her some 19-year-old hard army-strapped cock? Is that her excuse because you went out of town to go work to do the very same thing that she's complaining that you don't get, which is money? Double-edged sword. Kind of hypocritical if you ask me, if that's the case. Just if that's the case, but, we might not never know. Let's get to it.
I went up there for about a month and a half, came back with probably about $3,000, trying to get a fresh start so we can, pay some bills and get back on track. By me not having a phone, we share phones. Me and her share phones, and a message came through from somebody, another man. When I punched on the messages, all the messages came up. Video.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I said you a sucker. You a sucker. Look at the tone of your voice. I'm sorry, America. Don't be mad at me. But if a woman thought you was gonna go upside her motherfucking head, she might not do some shit like that. That's what I said, the difference between smiling, showing all your white teeth, you know what I mean, at motherfuckers. She knew you was soft. You know what I mean? She knew you was a sucker. You know what I mean? She took all your motherfucking money, all your shit, and mad at you. And she fucked a 19-year-old. And she mad at you because you soft, homie. You soft, bro.
Videos, pictures, and everything.
That's why she did some shit like that, because she had no fucking respect for you. That's why she was okay with this motherfucker calling on that phone. Calling on the same phone that she shared with you. She was trying to get rid of your ass, homie. She had no respect for you, and that's the problem with men. As a motherfucking man, you ain't gotta love me to the moon. I ain't gotta be your motherfucking one you fell head over heels for, I ain't got to be none of that. But I'm going to tell you something. You ain't got to respect me, but you ain't going to disrespect me. And that's disrespect right there. Like I said, if she thought, I don't condone violence of any kind with anyone unless it's self-defense, right? But if the motherfucker had a sudden reflex, you know, and you happen to be in front of him when he's reading this other man that doesn't text you and he put pause on you. He put pause on you. My point is, if she thought she had a nigga like that, she wouldn't have done no trifling shit like that. Not to say that she wouldn't have been a creeper, because if that's in her genetics, you know what I mean? Like I said, if they for the streets, they for the streets. She gonna do it anyway. She gonna find a way to do it. And most things women do, because they smarter than us, we never know anyway. Because they're smarter than us. We're dumb. Scooby-Doo would tell herself. The minute they ask us a question, where'd you go? Where were you last night? Scooby-Doo. We turn into Scooby-Doo like a motherfucker, right? But anyway, my point is, bro, you soft, bro. And that's why she running over you. She not only ran over you, she backed up on your ass too, nigga.
Now this ain't even the man she cheated with. This ain't even the man she cheated with. Videos, pictures
Of
her. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, she's smiling. She's smiling. She had no respect for you. That look right there on her face tells me what? What does it tell you? That, nigga, you don't even know the half of it. You don't even know the half of it. You know what I mean? He don't know what that broad done did. Straight up. She done got away with some shit that he don't even know. Not only him, to her other husband. You know what I mean? Tiger really don't change their stripes. You know what I mean? They really don't. Unless they get God in their life, then they change. But smiling like that, I don't, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to judge her, but she done got away with some shit that he don't even know. That's only half of it. That's only the tip of the motherfucking iceberg. The tip of the penis. That's only the tip of the penis.
So when I confronted her about it, she tried to lie at first and tell me it was some kind of audition for something. And you know, so eventually, she came clean that it was a few men that she was sending pictures and videos to. The main guy that she was sending them to, he was incarcerated, so.
What'd I say? What'd I say? What'd I say? If you remember what I said, type it down in the motherfucking comments right now. What'd I say? She need a nigga that look like he just robbed somebody. She don't respect you. You a sucker. You a sucker, bro. That's what it is. Don't be a sucker. Men out there, stop being sucker. Stop buying every motherfucking thing for these women. Stop spoiling them. Stop doing all this shit unless they show to be deserving. That means you gotta be the wife for a minute. We gotta be dating for a minute. You know what I mean? You ain't getting all these flowers all the time. I'll go to the dispensary and get myself some motherfucking flowers or some oil. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, let's get to it. You a sucker, bro. Anyway, I'm really about ready to stop this video because I don't need to say any more. If you guys, you know, want to watch the rest of it, I mean, it's divorce court. You know, she cheated with a 19-year-old next door. I mean, it's just Jay's opinion. You ain't got to like what I say. You ain't got to like my opinions, man. At the end of the day, we all grown folk. And one that ain't grown, you shouldn't be watching it anyway. You know what I mean? They used to have, like, curfews. Why don't y'all take y'all bad ass to bed, man? Why don't y'all take y'all bad ass to bed? I'm out of here. Just Jay's opinion.